Welcome back. To start with, we will be discussing the theory related to the, more than theory, the procedure related to the experiment high pass filter using op amps. As you are aware, the high pass filter using op amps essentially is a high pass filter essentially, to tell you, is a filter that cuts off frequencies below a set maximum and allows frequencies that are higher. So if you look at the experiment, usually in a half high pass filter, you use a RC circuit. The input will always be higher than the output. Ordinarily, if you don't use an op amp. The advantage of using an op amp will be that you will also have some prefixed gain for the pass band. What is the pass band? The band of frequencies that are allowed to go through the filter circuit to the output. Okay. So these are some of the essential ideas. A high pass filter circuit is one which allows frequencies above a cutoff frequency FC and stops or attenuates AC of frequencies below FC. The cutoff frequency is that frequency at which the gain reduces to 0.707 times the maximum, or the signal strength drops by 3 dB. Now, in a passive filter, as you see, the output is less than the input because signal gets attenuated. Here, we prevent that by using the op amp and providing a gain. Now, these are the formulae used. As we can see, FC is equal to 1 over 2 pi RC. The experimental voltage gain AV is given by V0 by Vi. Theoretical voltage gain, because I'll be inputting it to the non-inverting terminal, AF is equal to 1 plus RF by RA. Where RF is the RF is the feedback resistor, RA is the input resistance. Now, let us look at the circuit first, circuit and calculation first. So, this is your circuit, cutoff frequency, FL, you have to design and then choose C so that you can calculate R. I've shown a calculation below. Now, this is a circuit. As you can see, RF is the feedback resistor connected to commonly to pin number 2 and RF. So if RA is 10K, RF is 22K, you get a gain of 2.2. 1 plus 2.2 will be totally 3.2. That should be the final gain. Pin number 4 and 7, as usual, have them used to power the IC. This is the oscillator. You can set the signal at 1 volt. This is the capacitor C. Choose this. Let us say 0.1. Then if you calculate, if you keep a R value of 1K, the cutoff frequency turns out to be approximately around 1592 or 1.6 kilohertz. This R is optional. You can either have it or you can remove, no problem. The output is taken between pin numbers 6 and the ground. How do you tabulate? Increase the frequency in terms of what we call as decades. That is, if you start with 20 hertz, go in steps of 20 up to 100, then from 100 to 1000 in steps of 100, from 1000 to 10,000 in steps of 1000, and like that. You can go up to 100 kilohertz if you want, if your oscillator offers that facility. Now, what is the procedure? There was a graph which I forgot to tell you about. So once you measure for each frequency the output, you tabulate like this. F, output voltage V0, and gain is equal to V0 by Vi. Since Vi we want to keep it constant at 1 volt, I have written it on the top. Now, what do you do? Once you have the readings, you plot a graph of the frequency against gain. You can also use log F against gain. That would be a better idea actually. Now, as you can see, as you start from 0, at 0 the gain is 0. As you go on increasing, at some point the gain becomes maximum and saturates. This is maximum gain. If you divide by √2 or multiply by 0.707, you get the 3 dB point. From the 3 dB point, this point corresponding to whatever frequency here it will be, that will be the cutoff frequency. So, what is the procedure now? The procedure is like this. You check the op amp, calculate FC, connect the relevant components as we are shown in the circuit. Input voltage is set at 1 volt. We start with a frequency of 20 Hertz, increase it in steps of 20 Hertz. And from then on, as I have described, in each case, you measure the output voltage, you measure the, or rather calculate the gain, V0 by Vi in each case. If you take Vi as 1, V0 should be your gain. That makes life easy. Then plot a graph of gain versus frequency or gain versus log frequency. If you have a semi-log graph paper, that will be very good. Then from the graph, you note the maximum gain, divide by √2, you get the 3 dB point. Draw an ordinate to see what is the frequency at which you got the gain reducing by 3 dB. That gives you the experimental cutoff frequency. Once you have the experimental cutoff frequency, compare it with the theoretical for concurrence. That's all you need to do. I'll just, this is how you tabulate the results. Experimental gain AV max, theoretical gain AV max given by 1 plus RF by RF. Experimentally set cutoff frequency, determined cutoff frequency, theoretically calculated cutoff frequency, see if they match. I have got a sample calculation here. If you look at FC as 1500 Hertz and you take 100 as R, then from this you get a C of approximately 1 μF. Very strictly, actually, for 1 μF you will get 1592. We have shown it as 1500 Hertz there, because exactly your resistances may not match. I would also prefer to simply take capacitance as 1 μF, choose one like that, then calculate R. It is far easier to manipulate R than manipulate C. So either way. So you fix the components, run the frequencies as I have described, measure output voltage in each case, tabulate. From the graph, you then plot, read off the cutoff frequency, see whether it matches with the experimental one. This is all you need to do as far as this experiment is concerned. I got a video of the experiment which I will upload. I will put this as high pass filter 1. I'll put the video as high pass filter 2. First go through this, then watch the video. You should be able to recall how you have to do this experiment. Even if you have not attended the class, you should be able to perform the experiment. When you make up the circuit, don't panic. Even if what at most has changed or may change is the housing. Look at the board carefully. In all op-amp kits, you will have a provision for plus VCC minus VCC ground. When you do the adders, etc., you have to give voltages. Therefore, you have 12 and minus 12 voltages which are variable onto your left side. At the bottom, your left corner, you have a provision for fixing your IC. All possible resistor values have been placed along the board. At the bottom, you will find some capacitors and a few other components which you can use for making connections. Then there is a digital meter which can give you the output readout. If you don't want to use the output readout, you simply measure the output voltage between pin numbers 0, ground and 6 by simply putting a multimeter. Life will be far simpler and you don't need to panic. For all op-amp experiments, this is what you follow. Don't panic. slowly look at the circuit. First, power the IC chip, then complete the feedback path, including R1 and RF and pin numbers 2 and 6. Then, for the non-inverting terminal, you need to connect an oscillator in series with a CR cell. That's all. Take care. Go through the video repeatedly, and I feel you should be fine. Thank you.